Halo is dead. Stop coping. So, if you're a fan of the channel, or you've watched any of my videos, then you probably already know I don't typically make commentary videos. I don't talk about the latest game that's come out, or the latest news in gaming, or even in media or TV shows. It's just not my thing. I prefer, as I've said in my last video, to talk about things like philosophy and religion and media analysis and characters. But this warranted my attention because my channel's name is Bornstellar, which is a sort of, deeper lore Halo reference. And it's in my profile picture, it's in my channel's banner. The first videos I made on this channel were about Halo, but I don't really do that anymore. And a big part of it is because I don't really call myself a Halo fan anymore. I mean, at least of the newer products. I grew up playing Halo all the time. I put in thousands of hours. It's a huge part of many of my friendships and stuff with my family. So when I see the new Halo Studios announcement and the Halo cycle starts again, where people are saying, "Oh, dude, it's so over," and now it's like, Halo is so back. No, it's not back. It's not. It's over. It's dead. Okay? We had the funeral, and you're just now finding out Halo's dead. Alright? The reason I wanted to talk about this sort of off the cuff and just unscripted is because I see this happen every single time. I remember back with Halo 5 with the Hunt the Truth campaign and the false advertising, where you had tons of people talking about how amazing Halo 5 was going to be, and I was one of them. I was like a big Halo 4 guy when it came out. I was 12 years old when Halo 4 came out, which feels like forever ago, even though I'm in like my prime. But I remember feeling so betrayed when Halo 5 came out and how bad the game was. And I put in a lot of time into Halo 5 with my friends, and I played a lot of multiplayer, even though I was highly critical of the game and absolutely despised and loathed the campaign's story. It was a bad game, let's just be honest. And it's a big part of what killed Halo's momentum. Halo 4 had so much momentum bringing Master Chief back, but so many people were disappointed. But despite everything, and I'm very critical of Halo 4 today, I still have a nostalgic love for that game. And there are still things in it that I like, even though it has not aged well. But I remember the severe disappointment and the constant, never-ending videos and controversies with Halo 5 and with 343 Industries. And I just want to say, even though this old video of mine did not get many views, I was right. I'm just gonna say that. I try not to stroke my ego. I was right. Halo Infinite was a massive disappointment. I don't know what people were talking about when they say the story was good. I know that's not even as popular an opinion as it was when the game came out. There's this honeymoon phase that happens with, like, low IQ consumers where something comes out and they're like, "Oh, dude, it's so amazing." And then a few months pass by and they're like, "No, I think actually it wasn't that good." Starfield comes to mind. That was a big one. The Fallout TV show, absolute garbage, and yet you had tons of YouTubers shilling for it. I'm just kind of speaking my mind here, but Halo is another instance of this, where Halo Infinite came out, and people were excited, and it's been a total disaster. Let's just be real about that. It's been a total disaster. It's been 6 years in development for an engine that doesn't even run as well as the Blam engine. Okay, Slipspace engine sucks. They did, they had this concept of how they're going to run the company with all these contractors, and it was a total disaster. The multiplayer is lacking for content. It came out with less content than even Halo 5 did on launch, and Halo 5 came out with very little content. This series has been withering and decaying and decomposing for years. If you don't get it by now, you have a problem. I don't get you. I'm just being honest. And I just had to rant about this. I mean, this is nothing new. You look at the people working at Halo Studios, which is literally just a rebrand, because 343 got absolutely slammed by layoffs and restructurings and people stepping down, and people go, "Oh, look, all these people are leaving. It's going to get better." No, it isn't. Look at the people working on it. Look at this woman. Literal DEI hire, talking about LGBTQ and diversity in Halo. Who the hell cares? Halo was never about that. It never is. And you got this other guy. Look, pronouns in bio, flags, flags in his name. It's a disgrace. And he's saying that he's afraid of guns and he doesn't know if he can work on first-person shooters. Are you kidding me? These are the people who are going to save Halo? You slap a new name on it and give it a new logo and suddenly Halo's saved? Is this how easy it is to fool people? I'm genuinely asking because I don't get it, and I'm not falling for it. Not again. After Halo 5, I was done. I didn't fall for Halo Infinite, and Halo's been in this whole content drought. The lore's a mess. The story of Halo Infinite made no freaking sense. The Endless, we're never going to find out what those were. The cliffhanger's probably never going to get resolved. It's just a disgrace. 343 didn't know what they were doing with Halo, and they had it for 13 years. And Halo Studios is just 343. Do not think that it is at all different. It's kind of ironic, too, because, they named the studio, 343 after a character that betrays the Master Chief in the original games. So kind of ironic here, but this is nothing new. You go back to the way that 343 would interact with a lot of the community, which a lot of this has been covered by this YouTube channel, by the way. It's never really been good. Bonnie Ross once ripped up the Halo 4 script for not being feminist enough. Well, how did that work out with Sarah Palmer? Remember all the YouTube videos and people in the Halo community just hating that character? Everyone hated her. It's a disgrace. I said in my Halo Infinite video on why I'm not excited. I said this years ago. Okay? 343 has had the Halo franchise longer than Bungie ever had it. And what do they have to show for it? And I'm left with the same question. I feel like I have to come back and smack some sense into people. Why are you excited? Because of an Unreal Engine 5 teaser? You haven't seen anything. And Master Chief looks like garbage. He looks fat. He looks like a fat woman. What is this? This is a joke. Look how they massacred my boy. Halo is not getting any better. If you have convinced yourself somehow that these announcements, this rebranding, this restructuring is going to bring Halo back, you are at the absolute best allowing yourself to trust these people way too much. And at worst, you're gullible. And frankly, you're kind of an idiot. Okay? If they can do the same thing over and over again and make crappy games and try to reinvent the franchise, which they've done over and over, and it never works, why are you convinced with the most bare minimum breadcrumbs thrown your way that now everything's fine? It's just copium. People are huffing copium, and they need to stop. Okay? You look at the influence of things like Sweet Baby Inc. and the diversity and, all of this stuff in video games, the making female characters intentionally ugly, the not so subtle anti-white racism in video games. Look, these are the people working at Halo Studios now, and you think it's going to get better. You think that, Halo's going to get better instead of just being infected with the same virus that has taken over most of the gaming industry. No. I'm here to tell you, mark my words, okay? And I'll eat them if they turn out to be untrue, but I'm going to be honest, I don't think they will be. It is only going to get exponentially worse, okay? If you go back to the old games, there was a clear passion. This is something that a lot of people can see. If you watch the Bungie, vidocs, the video documentaries, you can see that they really, really cared about what they were working on. They had a passion for it. Even Halo 3 ODST, which is like a Halo 3 DLC. It just reuses all the assets and engines, the engine and everything in Halo 3. Even that game is very highly praised for its amazing atmosphere, its fantastic soundtrack, and a great campaign with relatable characters. This sort of neo sci-fi noir, thing that it had going on was amazing. And then Halo Reach. I was critical of Halo Reach when it came out as well. When I was 10, I was a kid, but I had my issues with it. But looking back, it really was in a lot of ways a love letter to the fans. It had its problems, but Bungie really cared about what they were doing. And I don't think I've ever really seen that with 343. And this is coming from someone who really had a lot of nostalgia for Halo 4. I've never seen the same passion, the same care, the same love that was put into the old Halo games. And frankly, this is a problem across much of the gaming industry. You know, these used to be passion projects of a bunch of, like, nerds, you know, who just wanted to make something cool. And now it's this. It's just a product. Stop consuming and get a brain. Stop being excited over nothing. This is nothing. This is a nothing burger. I don't know how much else I can say. I'm sort of just rambling on and on, but I just wanted to give my thoughts on this as, you know, Halo is a huge part of my life. You know, my friendship with my late best friend was largely built around Halo during our childhood. It was a big part of, you know, my brother and other people in my family, you know, our relationships, essentially, including people we've lost. I made entire friends, one of whom is very close to me today, through playing the Halo games. And, you know, I originally intended this channel to be Halo focused, back when Installation 00 and Hidden Xperia and these channels were a little more popular just like 4 years ago. But it's very clear that Halo is not the same, and it hasn't been the same for a long time. So without looping and repeating myself all day, I'm just going to say that I'm done with Halo. I might still make videos on things that interest me. I still have ideas for Halo videos, but I'm not excited for anything that comes up. Everything that I care about with Halo has been around for a long time now, okay? Especially the original games. And I will not sit here and listen to the copium of people saying, oh my gosh, Halo's back. No, we've done this before. We've done this multiple times now. It needs to stop, okay? It's time to stop. It's time to stop this vicious cycle of being like a battered housewife who's like, no, listen guys, this time it's gonna be different. It's not gonna be different. I'm telling you now, it's gonna be exactly the same. In fact, I would wager it's actually gonna get worse. Okay, it's probably just going to get worse. Oh, but they're using Unreal Engine 5 now. Yeah, probably so they can use more contractors, because that's a more familiar engine to work with. Call me a cynic, call me a pessimist, but I'm not convinced. I'm not buying it. God be with you all. You know, maybe one day we'll get a good Halo game again, but I doubt it. I love Halo for what it was, and I don't think Halo is for people like me anymore, who actually want a good product with a good story and compelling characters and a good world. So I'm just done with it all. But I felt the need to say this because I've already seen YouTubers talking about, and I won't name any. You know, I've seen people on social media too saying, "Oh my gosh, Halo has a hopeful future finally." Like, dude, you guys have the memory of a goldfish. So, anyways, I'll see you all in the next actual video I make. This was just something I wanted to make off the cuff. So, yeah. See you next time.